and welcome. Today we're going to be doing a reading about what makes you so lovable. I'm really excited to get into it. Today we have two piles. Pile number 1 is this pile here with the happy rock, and pile number 2 is this pile here with the courage rock. There's going to be a short meditation if you'd like to sit down and kind of, well, I'm sure you may be already sitting, but kind of sit with yourself and connect with your intuition and just have a little breather, then that's there. Otherwise, the timestamps are in the description box below, so there'll be one for the meditation, the just kind of a screen that sits on the card like this right here, so that you can choose one, and then each of the piles, as well as the shuffling for them. So when you're ready, I'll see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. So if you chose this happy rock, then this is your pile. I'm feeling that here with divine assistance, that you are somebody who has a really relaxed nature, and you have this real warmth about you. You're very accepting and soft. I think you take life as it comes and every day as it comes, and you find moments of peace everywhere. And so it feels that way when others are around you also. I feel that you have a really beautiful way of looking at things. I'm seeing her skirt as like clouds in the sky, and she's laying down, cloud gazing. I think you really help people to slow down and feel calm. And you have a really beautiful connection to nature. I think that you're comfortable with change and almost welcome it, that fresh energy into your life. And because of that, you're always growing and, doing something new and exciting. I think that you're always willing to help others, and it's not because you want something in return. In fact, you feel, the vibe I get is that you feel that the universe provides for you, and there's no need to worry or obsess about getting it from certain people or from certain situations, that you give just because you enjoy giving, because you feel that it's right, that you love supporting others. I think that you love seeing others be lifted up and helping them to release burdens on their life or within themselves. I think you're incredibly wise and grounded and a really good friend. You probably have many relationships that you have held for a very long time. I feel like you might be really good at cooking or preparing food. You might even be a gardener where you grow your own food, especially like fruits, like a fruit tree or something. And you may share that prosperity with those around you. I feel like you have a really beautiful way of dancing that is just really mesmerizing and leaves the people around you feeling really uplifted. It also says a point about lovemaking here, and I feel that, it could be in that way, but also just that you really just share love in so many ways with everyone in your life as you just do your thing. Just who you are just emanates out through your actions and your words, and you really do just lift up the people around you and the energy of the world. I feel that you've chosen a very unique path in life, And it's because you choose exactly what your heart is telling you. And because you're really following your heart, I feel that you experience a lot of what seems like good luck here with the Jupiter, but it's really just you being aligned with your dreams and what you really want, and so no part of you is fighting that. And it's like, I don't know, I'm just getting this image of like all your chakras are aligned. You're so balanced within yourself that there's a real ease to how you move about life. You might own a flower shop, or definitely it could be like an avid gardener, or that could be an interest of yours. Here with these flowers. You could be a bit of a daydreamer, but in a way that helps you to manifest your dreams and desires. And because I see that she has, her third eye open, but she's also barefooted, so it's not in a way that you are, daydreaming to the point where you're kind of living in your mind, because you're still very grounded and connected to nature, I feel. You kind of use that ability to enhance your life. Okay, so my phone died, but I'm back. I definitely feel that you have a real talent and ability to stay present throughout your life as you move through life. I feel that you don't hold on to material possessions. Not that you're opposed to them, just that you let them come into your life and you let them leave your life, and it doesn't really bother you either way. Oh, of course, with the happy rock, I feel like you are a truly happy person, and that is who you are at your core. You just have a real joy that emanates out of you, and it's so grounded into who you are as a person, as a being, and it helps others feel that way too. This energy feels so different from the rest of the reading. I feel like you're a real role model. It's like where others are consumed by greed and ego, you show them that it's okay to let material possessions go, and that desire for material possessions go, and to be happy with what you have. And at the same time, you show people to let go of what's happened in the past and to choose happiness now for themselves. I feel that you really help others to grow and to become stronger within themselves and to build a life that will truly fulfill them and to enjoy every moment of their life. I see here as like these wands or branches are like sprouting with new growth. And I feel like that's what you encourage in others. You may help others to learn a language that they are not very proficient in, and I feel that you're a very supportive and loving teacher. It may not necessarily be another language, could just be could be emotional language, could somehow people expressing themselves, especially verbally, whether consciously or unconsciously, or actively or inactively, you help people to become more proficient. I think you definitely light the way for others in so many ways. I feel like we'll pull some charms now. What makes pile number 1, the people who chose pile number 1, so lovable? Please, Spirit. What makes pile number 1, the people who chose pile number 1, so lovable? I think that you really help people to feel comfortable. That they don't have to try too hard, that they can really just show up as they are on any given day, and that you'll accept them. And that provides them with a lot of peace and safety. Again, I really am getting the message that you could be a very good cook, and that maybe you even cook for those you love, and that makes them feel really loved. Even yourself, you may really enjoy the food you cook. Well, I'm sure if you're cooking it. And, that it's just a real skill of yours. I definitely feel that you are really connected within yourself, and especially your chakras, like that you are just really like energetically clear, and because of that you have like a real clear line like within yourself from Mother Earth up until the spirit, I meant universe. You're just a really beautiful vessel of love, I feel. I definitely think you have a strong connection to your spirituality. And you show this through just who you are. There is also another flower here, so flowers coming up strong for you. As a side note, you may smell really beautiful, smell really floral. Maybe you use a lot of perfumes or essential oils. Could even be an essential oils business. Or something of that nature. With the chess piece, Knight, this is the only chess piece that when it moves in an L, unlike the others that just kind of move directionally. And so I definitely get that same message that you really see things and approach things in a very unique way. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. I thought it looked funny. I think that there is a real regalness to you, that you have a very graceful nature. And again, you just move through life in such a beautiful way that not only spreads so much prosperity in your own life, but just ripples out to everyone who crosses paths with you. In saying that, and in general, thank you very much for being here, pile number 1. I'm so grateful to have been able to read for you today, and I enjoyed it very much. If you enjoyed it, I would love if you would give it a like, but also subscribe if you like me and would like another reading in the future. I would definitely love to read for you again. But otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm wishing you so much light and love moving forward. Goodbye. Hi pile number 2. So if you chose this courage rock, then this is your reading. And it is a different day because I had to pack down and set up again. But nevertheless, I'm excited to get into it. You're reading about what makes you so lovable. And I've been sitting with your cards for maybe 10 minutes, and it took me a little bit to tune in to your energy and to the message we have here today. And once I did, I'm just so you're just so wonderful, truly. And I, of course, will get into it. I feel like it maybe even took me a bit more time to check into the energy of your reading, because I feel like maybe you are a bit more shy and reclusive, and you don't let everybody see the deepest parts of you. I feel like you're a gentle giant in that in some way your exterior, whether it's that you appear cold or that you are just really big, like physically, or in some way you have it's not necessarily a tough exterior, but certain walls that you put between you and the world. And deep down, it's not because you don't care, it's because you care so much, and you have such a beautiful heart. I feel that your message, as in why you are so lovable, is due to the immense courage that you have within you and that you have shown through changing your life. And I see that here is kind of where you are in the past, and then it's been a journey that has required a lot of courage and a lot of personal power to get where we will be going. So I'll start here. Sorry to beat around the bush. I really just feel such a soft, gentle energy from you, and it makes me feel so calm and want to take things slowly. Additionally, you might even be like that, taking things slowly and very patient and not meticulous. What's the word? Process driven. With the Knight of Cups, I feel that in the past you had a great fear of putting yourself out there, and this was because you had a fear of rejection or failure, that things wouldn't work out, so it prevented you from putting yourself out there to try and take an opportunity or ask that person out, or even make a friend or go to a social situation. It kind of prevented you from doing that, this fear you had of that it wouldn't work out, or that it would, cause more pain than, positivity in your life. I feel that you really lacked hope for what you could bring forth into your life, or what could happen. It's not even what you could bring forth. There's a general feeling of hopelessness and a lack of personal power and over your own life. I also feel that there may have been a particular person who you really idolized or really thought very highly of, and they were really reckless and careless with your feelings. And it's almost as if they didn't intentionally hurt you, it's just that they honestly didn't show enough care to you to even notice that they, were hurting you or would hurt you. Definitely just careless is the energy of that person/situation. I feel like this situation, this person who is really careless with your feelings and of that pain that person/situation caused you, is really what kind of drove the nail into this feeling of the fear to put yourself out there out of fear of failure and fear of rejection. And so it had limited the growth you could have in your life. But then we have the King of Swords, and I 100% see this as you. And with this King of Swords, this is the card which is really, one of them, they definitely work together, but this gentle giant kind of energy, and you don't have to look like this person here. It's really just that energy of like, what you put out into the world isn't the true softness that you have within you. I feel that you used your own drive within yourself to push past these fears and to put yourself out there, even though it was scary and even though you lacked hope that it would work out. You chose to put yourself out there anyway, and you really took a hold of your personal power, and you just had this huge rebirth of you as a person. And it took so much strength and courage to do that. You really are such a light in this world. I'm not sure if you can see, but they are just a light blocking out the darkness around them. I feel like you have so many incredible qualities, and you really choose to show up in this world and treat others how you would want to be treated, despite what anybody else does. I feel that this change that you initiated was driven from this desire you had to build something in your life, something that would strong and would stay around for generations to come. And especially for your life in particular. Like, I do get that you are selfless, but that you really wanted to make something with your life. Or I should say and, not but. Pentacles do talk about possessions and money and wealth, like especially this card can talk about generational wealth, but I don't just see it as that. Like, I'm sure that you do have a very strong career path that you are dedicated to, but also I see this as like clubs and activities that you have took part in, and that you are really building such a strong community, or have built, I suppose, and will continue to. So I really feel like you have, at the center of this reading, you have really built so much connection in your life. I feel like, oh, actually it's reminding me of a quote that I keep hearing. And it's by a famous, I suppose you would call him a philosopher, but I can't remember his name. But it's like, what he says is, it's a great pity in life that we will never know how truly loved we are, or something like this. And that, I'll see if I can find it and link it in the description, because I know I just can't do it justice, and it really is really beautiful. But it's that we won't know nearly even half of the amount of people we have touched in our lives, that who have seen us and connected with us and loved us, whether it's just that we smiled at them when they needed it, or that they get excited to see us when we go to the shop or the class or whatever. And I feel that is so relevant to who you are as a person. I feel like there are so many more people that you don't even know, that who have just you crossed paths with, who you mean something to them, like on whatever scale that is. Like, truly on some it is that you smiled at them and they'll never forget that, because that's what they needed in that moment, or whether it was a conversation or whatever, but that they remember that, and they are grateful for you and for the kindness that you embodied. I feel that with the celebrations / social occasions, and these are actually dream cards, so if these questions are relevant for you, then feel free. And if you have been dreaming about celebrations, social occasions, and spiritual guides, then feel free to take those as messages. But I'm just using them as oracle cards today. It's really, these cards in particular are what's representing this drive I feel from you. This drive to put yourself out there more, to go to more social engagements and clubs and things like that, where you meet new people and meet your people and make new connections. And I see that you put yourself out there, even though it was scary, and the joy you felt, I feel like, is so beautiful. Like, even if it was still scary, but it was like exciting at the same time, and it really felt comforting to a part of your heart. With the charm boxes, it says, and these are actually like spells and charms cards, and these are everyday spells. Some of them say healing spells, career spells, but these are both everyday spells. And I feel that they're both everyday spells because this is something that you decided that you want more for your life, and so and for others, that you just want more than what you were doing. And so every day you made that commitment every day, and even if it was small progress here and there, every day you decided, I'm gonna go to this event, or not not that you went to something every day, that's not so much what I'm saying, but it's that energy that you held within you, that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it even though it's scary. And although I know that you weren't probably thinking, I am brave, that is really what you were doing. You were displaying huge amounts of courage to break out of that shell, especially when you'd been hurt previously. Like, that is so awe-worthy, honestly. So back to the charm boxes, it says, spell work during medieval times involved boxes of love for love, health, fertility, and the home, and in the fields it was used for prosperity and changes of luck. In more modern times, a young woman's hope chest might contain her wishes, intentions, and materials for a happy marriage. You can make your own charm boxes, also known as spell boxes, very easily. A job or career box, spell box, should contain adventurine and peridot stones, patchouli incense, green candles, and ferns. You can make a psychic spell box with cloves, rosemary, amethyst, and quartz crystals. A good love box contains a pink candle, rose petals, 2 pieces of rose quartz, and 2 copper pennies. And so I feel like that, not that I feel that you did actually make one of these spell boxes, although you might have. It's not so much that, it's the intention of what you did. You know, people were making those spell boxes with the intention of changing their lives. You know, whether it was their career or a relationship. For you, I feel like it was, you know, forming connections in your life. Getting out there and not just staying in your comfortable place all the time. There is definitely a career energy here as well. I just feel like it's not so much the focus. I feel like it's about you and what you did, the change you made, and the overcoming and embracing of your personal power. We also have the Ruby Tuesdays card, which says, if you want to jumpstart your life and bring your positive change, tap into the power of the rose-colored and red stones. Stones of this color spectrum contains life's energy and can help you become more motivated, energetic, and vibrant. Wear this list of rosy and red stones or place them on your desk and throughout your home for an instant boost. Alexandrite, carnelian, garnet, red coral, red jasper, rhyolite, rose jasper, and ruby. The power of these rose and red crystals and gems is greatly amplified if you wear them on a Tuesday. And so this one is what was making me feel like, you know, if you want to jumpstart your life and bring about positive change. And so tap into rose-colored and red stones. And so rose-colored things remind me of the heart chakra and of this like soft, beautiful energy, and it's like of self-love. And even if, you know, even if you didn't always feel that self-love for yourself, the action of changing your life like this is an action driven by self-love, I feel. And with the red stones, that's like the passion you use to drive yourself forward and to you know, engage in activities that you cared about. And then the root chakra of grounding down that energy and building something so incredibly strong and stable, connections that will last you a lifetime. And you know, whether this even career connections that could last you a lifetime, like you really made a place for yourself in this world using the strength you had within you. With the spiritual guides message or card here, I feel like I was getting a message when I looked at the picture of this card. And what I see is that, you know, that this is your spirit. And I do actually see like these Stonehenge kind of reminds me of Outlander. And in Outlander, you know, that those stones help people travel to the past, and or I guess future, but that's not what we see in the show or the book. But I feel that the power and that the strength that took you to overcome this whether it was that this is a pattern you've carried with you for many lifetimes, or that people in your lineage, your family lineage, that this is habits like that you had kind of took on from them, and you know, those subtle things that you were taught about yourself and about life. Or if it's just the amount of experiences you have had within your own life that taught you to live in that shell, and that to have fear of putting yourself out there. And I see that this is you and your spirit, and breaking through this wall, and really just like, I know I keep repeating myself, but the strength it took, like, I feel that so much of this reading is just an emphasis on the amount of energy and incredible power, personal power, courage, strength that you have within you, and have utilized to bring forth into this world and create so much more, that you are such a positive light, and that, you know, you are so fun to be around. Alright, so I think we'll pull some charms for you now. Get my little tray out. The charms can be a little loud while I swish them around, so the sound might go a little bit funny. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. What makes pile number 2 so lovable? Pile number 2, please, Spirit. What makes pile number 2 so lovable? I feel that with the Sun, that you're a great communicator, and that it's very enjoyable to communicate with you. I feel that you're good at articulating what you want to say, and I especially feel that if there is something, like particular things that you feel really passionate about, for some of you it might even be like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. Especially, like, I do strongly get like a bit of a club energy, if that's something that you take part in. It could even be a book club or something. But even so, it could just be a friend group, or you know, something like that. I feel like whatever you think of, that is it. If it fits the vibe, trust yourself. And I feel like when you talk about like those things that you are passionate about, that it really shines through, and that you're so knowledgeable, and it's enjoyable for people to hear about it, and that it just, you know, there's a lot of fun. Again, with the golden heart, like, this is what I mean. So like this tray is kind of like a focus. I think it's Charmed Intuition who has like a little focus palm, and I really like that idea. And my sister got me this cute little tray, and I was like, that's like perfect. So anyways, that's what it is. My point is that this is a focus of the energy here. And with this gold heart, I truly feel like this is you. Like, you have a heart of gold. You really are just such a truly good person. You treat people how you would like to be treated. You show up in the world to help build a world that you want to live in, and that you want to help others live in. I feel like you really just want the best, you know, generally for yourself and everyone else. With the bow, again, I do get like that you have a sweet energy, very sweet side of you, or that just deep down you are very sweet. But I also get that you might have started putting a bit more effort into the way you looked. You know, whether it is actually that you started wearing neckties or bow ties, or, you know, more soft kind of things in your outfits, even if you're wearing like something in your hair like a bow, or doesn't have to be so literal, just putting more effort into your outfits or the way your exterior, you know, doing your hair differently or doing this kind of differently. And it doesn't have to be like to be super chic, like, you know, I definitely get a very comfortable energy from you, just that kind of putting more effort into your appearance and the way you show up in the world. With the bulldog clip, I definitely feel like this is emphasizing the work it was to put yourself out there. But more than that, this could also mean that you put yourself out there to apply for a certain job that you wanted, and that you got that, or that possibly that you will get that. With this one, I feel that you are a very complex person with many likes and dislikes and aspects to who you are. You're a deep person, that you are just so multifaceted. Like, you know, you may like many genres of movies or you know, books or even music. Like, it's more about how it makes you feel. I think you have a great deal of empathy, and so therefore enjoy connecting with lots of different, you know, genres, for example, like of movies, lots of different things, because it helps you to feel connected to this world and to others. With the I love cats, you know, you could be, you could love cats, you know, it's got like bubbles in it. You could love cats, but I also get that you know, that this could just talk about that kind of homebody energy that I get from you, of being in your comfort zone, and that, you know, you may naturally be a bit more of an introverted person. And again, emphasizing that strength it took to burst out and, you know, show your passions outwardly, because that might not come naturally to you. You might be someone who's more naturally reclusive and not used to being the loudest one at the party or the gathering, or, you know, speaking up at that kind of thing, you know, even speeches at work, or like, you know, somehow being the leader. You may not, you know, be used to doing that thing, and it's like you absolutely have the capacity to do that. And it's like you have such a brilliant mind and a very clear way of seeing things and understanding them and speaking about them. At the same time, it takes you drive to continue to do that. And I feel that even though I feel that it has gotten easier for you, that it again just is not something that naturally came to you. With the 100% being on here with the King of Swords, I really feel like this is just a confirmation about this energy I'm getting from you. But I also feel like this could speak of like maybe a bit of like a perfectionism within you, or not so much perfectionism is not so much what I'm getting from you, but wanting to do your best, wanting to like finish a project completely. You don't you know, half do things. You think about it, and you think about the best way to do it, and you like kind of plan it out, and you work on it until it is done to your satisfaction. I feel like you might be a gift giver. I feel like you might enjoy giving people like gifts. So, I see like that it's like a flower in his hand. And, that is one of those love languages, gift giving. And so I feel like this might be a way that you show your love to others. And, it doesn't have to be huge things. So, I'm sure if this is your love language, it's probably a bit of both. It's just that, I saw this and I thought of you, and I got this and I wanted to get it for you and see that made you happy. And I feel that that's you, and I feel that others really appreciate when you do those things for them. With the cactus, especially falling over here with this past energy we were getting, it is reminding me of like that prickly exterior, but also of a video I just saw, which is like about how in China they are a lot of farmers are taking up like planting cactuses because they're really drought resistant, and I forget the word, but like they grow really well in the climate, and once they take off the prickles, they're really resourceful because they can eat like all parts of the cactus, and they especially like the cactus fruit, and that even like the cactus bits, like they just take them and then that makes more cactuses. And I feel like that is really talking about like so relevant to your reading, because I feel like that really speaks about this huge transformation that you had in your life. I feel that you are somebody who is incredibly resourceful, and how do I say, like, that you do have so much to give this world with that like cactus fruit, that you, I don't know, that bringing things forth for yourself and for others, because fruit is kind of like completion. And the stripping away of the prickles, as in taking away that hard exterior and those mechanisms you had created to protect yourself, that taking away them, stripping those away, and showing up exactly as you are, even despite fear. Like, that's what courage is, that it's not the absence of fear, it's the bravery to move forward despite fear. And I really feel that is who you are, and as a person. And since this was, a drought resistant, it wasn't about, what you saw in the world. It wasn't about that, it was about you. You, again, not seeing hope in the world, but that you chose to move forward despite that. That literally there may have been in your life, like, very little to have you believe that there was more, that you could experience more, that there wasn't opportunities for you. And so the difference you made is what brought that forth for you. But otherwise, I think that's all I'm getting for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. This has been a wonderful reading, and I think you are so incredible. I would love to read for you again, so if you connect with me, then please do subscribe, and thank you so much for being here. Leave a like if you liked it, and comment if this resonated for you, because I would love to hear about you, and if this meant something, or what you feel that this was talking about for you. But absolutely no pressure, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and continue being the incredible person that you are. You're amazing.